Alright YouTube, what's going on? We're looking at another gear review today. We're looking at some Kydex holsters. These are made by KCT Kydex, which stands for Kinetic Concepts Tactical. This is the Element 1 in the carbon fiber look Kydex. This is the Element 2. Now, I originally bought in the Element 1. I saw a review on Mr. Gunsgear's channel. If you don't subscribe to him, you probably do, but if you don't, go check him out. And he did a review on this, and I liked how simple and small this holster was, and I don't like a lot of bulk to my holsters. I don't like the big leather backs and all that kind of stuff, like the crossbreed style. I've had those, just don't dig them. So I like this design. So I got this in the mail from him. I've had it for quite a while, actually, for a couple months, I think, and I liked the holster. I liked how small it was. It was slim. It's good quality, materials here. But with just the one clip, and the style of this clip is like basically a bent Kydex, and it kind of loops on your belt like that. And if you're wearing a very big belt, like I wear a Blackhawk tactical type belt, it's real stiff. It's a good gun belt. But if you're wearing a belt like that, I do find it hard to get the clips on and off. So it stays there, it stays put. But with this one clip design, I did find sometimes when I would draw the weapon, that the holster would sometimes come with it, and it just wasn't working well for me. So I contacted them and said, hey, I bought this holster. I would really like to possibly exchange it for the Element 2 that has the 2 clips, which I think will be a little more stable. And they actually sent me this for free, no questions asked, and they told me I'll eventually send this back if you want to, whatever. They weren't too concerned about getting this holster back. So they sent me the Element 2, which does a lot better job because it has both retention points here. So you get a much sturdier, firm aim. I've drawn many times out of this holster, practicing at the range. It does not come out. It stays put. It has really stiff retention, actually. And you can see on this one, this is just regular Kydex, on the front it's carbon fiber, so I'm not sure why. But it's really stiff. It's never going to come out of there, unless you obviously want it to come out of there. So it's a little stiff. I would like it to be a little looser. I think over time it'll probably wear in. So they do make these for quite a few different models. I'll put a link in their website. They had a ton. They had the Glocks, the Smith & Wessons, the Springfields. They had pretty much a lot of things covered. So I do dig the holster. I think it's very well made. It does have some rounded edges here that do help in reholstering the gun. That was one issue I had with this too, reholstering this, which is that one clip. Sometimes the holster would move my pants, and it was kind of hard to reholster. This is much better for that. So the Element 2 is a much better design, and I think they've actually, looking at their website, they've actually pulled the Element 1 off there. I don't even see that as being an option anymore. So maybe they just decided to discontinue this model and just stick with this one. The best thing about these holsters, guys, is the price. They are only $32 for this particular model. I think I might have paid a little bit extra because of the carbon fiber. But, look, carbon fiber looks, not real carbon fiber. 32 bucks for a Kydex holster. There's companies selling these things that are exactly the same style. They accomplish the same thing for like $80 to $100, $70. That's one thing that this company does, is they have, first of all, extremely good customer service. The guy that I dealt with, I can't remember his name. I think he's one of the owners. He was emailing me. He was very responsive. Like I said, they sent me this out, no questions asked. They had it to my door within like a few days. I think like 5 days max, which they have to make these. They don't just have, they might have some sitting around that are already pre-made, but for the most part, I think they have to make them. So I was very impressed. I'm very impressed with the company, very impressed with their customer service. The only thing I would change, I do not like these Kydex clips that much. I would rather have, and the way the mounting points are clear down here, I would rather see them up here. And on this side, you could possibly move the clip up, but on this side, you can't just because of the design. And that causes it to carry a little bit higher in the waist. I like it a little bit deeper in my waistband. And I'll show you here when I roll in some footage. It's easier to draw that way, but I noticed that this, the butt end of my XDS kind of sticks out into my shirt because of that, and I've tried many different ways to carry it. It's pretty much designed to be carried strong side, like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock position, but it will, the clips are nice. They do keep the cost down. That's one of the hardest things. I have a friend that makes Kydex, and he said one of the most expensive things about these holsters is not the Kydex is cheap and making it is not expensive. It's the mounting, it's the clips. I would love to see a soft loop option. That would be cool instead of just doing the Kydex. Their soft loops are really not that expensive. They're like $5. I bought some off knife kits for my Boker Ridgeback so I could carry it that way, and I love that soft loop option. So I would love to see that kind of option, or maybe some other kind of mounting options. I did bend this clip just actually recently, because like I said, sometimes it's hard to get it off your belt, and this little guy gets caught, and it actually bent that a little. So I think it can be bent back. I'll just have to heat it up and probably bend it back, or I could just, you know, take the clip off of here and throw it on there. I would assume that would work pretty well. Yeah, they look to be about the same, so I'll probably just do that. But so that's not my favorite thing about it, but they do keep the cost down. So if you're looking for a good inexpensive holster that does the job well, that's well made, that has a good quality, made here in the USA, I believe in Michigan. You know, if you want a company that's going to be good to work with for you, that has good customer service, and that doesn't charge an arm and a leg for a holster, Kinetic Concepts Tactical is definitely a good option, guys. So hope you enjoyed the review. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. We'll roll in some footage of how they carry and how they sit on the belt, and that'll wrap up the video. Alright guys, take care. We'll see you next time. Alright, here's a shot of the Element 1, just with the one clip, how it rides, and how it conceals. So it conceals well. We'll do a shot of the Element 2. Okay, there's a shot of the Element 2 with the XDS. So you got those two belt clips, which does add a lot more stability. The one thing I don't necessarily like is how high the gun kind of rides. See how high it is out of the pocket. Now for actually grabbing the firearm and drawing, it makes it really well. But for concealability, it does create a bit of an issue. This tends to, you won't notice it here on the black shirt, but this tends to kind of poke out if you have a more form-fitting shirt on. Not a big deal. Most people really aren't going to notice, but just something to kind of keep in mind. Okay, so you can see the how they carry. So the Element 1's really not an option anymore. The Element 2 is the one. Carries a bit high for my liking, but it's very easy to grab the firearm and draw. So there is a tactical advantage there if you had to use the gun for that. So you kind of, you know, just have to deal with the fact that it may print a teeny bit. And it's a small gun, and it's not a big deal. People don't know you're carrying. Sometimes as concealed carry holders, we're so conscious about the fact, I wonder if people can see my gun printing, you know, and you think about it. And I ask my wife all the time. She says, I can't tell. And she knows I carry a gun. So don't think too negatively about that aspect. So, all right, guys. See you next time.